In this video I want to show you how you can play some classic guitar riffs on the Nord Drum 3P, which is some incredibly fun process. It might sound a bit weird, but it's just such a great opportunity that you can play melodies and riffs on this pad and also create a sound that is distorted and kind of goes at least into the direction of electric guitar. And at the same time it makes you more flexible because you have to come up with some new sticking for every individual figure. Super fun, and that's what we're going to do in this video. In case you're new here, my name is Jannis, and on my channel you can find many videos about making and creating music and having more fun doing so, and also about the Nord Drum 3P, since I'm a drummer myself and really enjoy making music with this instrument. So if you're into any of this, be already warmly invited to later browse around on my channel. The first thing is going to be Enter Sandman by Metallica, and this is so much fun to play. You can even play both the intro and the main riff, and as a sound I have something that at least sounds a bit like some distorted guitar, which is like this. So of course it's like a synth sound, but this is just a sound I enjoy that I made on the Nord Drum 3P for this particular case. So if you're interested, it's like the F1 setting and no value on the left side. The frequency setting looks like this, the decay looks like this, and I think the rest is kind of irrelevant. And also the drive is cranked up all the way to the max. And anyways, if you're interested in those sounds, those are all available in my 50 useful Nord Drum sounds pack that I released some months ago. And if you're interested in having some cool synth sounds for your pad, just check the link down below in the description, and you can also find some unique discount code there. And for the intro I used this sound, but I changed the filter a little so it looks like this and sounds a little less present, because you can hear in the recording also that the intro is a little muffled, and or at least not as present and fully distorted as the main riff. So there's also some dynamics. And also be known that I don't try to copy any individual note, because if you're trying to play guitar riffs or figures on the pad, there are just techniques for guitar you can't imitate, like some bending with the strings or some additional octaves. Sometimes we only have 6 pads, and I made sure to just make it work with what we have here. Also, you can see that all those sounds are in some mono group. You see it through those flashing green lights. Otherwise you could just do it with shift and mono group to undo it, but I do it because for like especially lower sounds, lower pitched sounds, it sounds a bit cleaner, because otherwise they overlap with a longer decay, and sometimes it can be nice, but for lower sounds I don't like it so much. So it's a personal thing, but just so you know. And also let's quickly go through the pitches. So we have pitch 40 here, then here we have 45, here you need 46. Then this one you can ignore because we don't need it yet. And here we have 52 and 55. And then let me slowly play this riff for you. And as you see, you can play dynamically, because the decay has this kind of setting for if you play with higher velocity, the note is going to be longer, and if you play with a softer velocity, you have less decay, which is kind of resembling the guitar idea, because if you play some dead notes in between, they are shorter, and it's kind of at least a little going into the direction of a guitar here. And this way you just have the intro, and you can just increase the tension by playing a little louder. And then let's go to the other sound where it's a bit more present, and let's look at the main riff. And the notes are almost the same, but a little different. So on the first pad we again have 40, then we have 42, 43. Now we also need this one, which is 45, 46 and 52. So that's how you have to program them. And that's how the main riff looks like. Next riff is really primitive if you look at the structure of it, but that's what makes it just so great and especially enjoyable to play on the pad. And here it's some combination of a sound because we only need 3 pitches. And let's check which ones they are. So we have like 40, here 41, and here 43. And the thing is, for those lower 3 pads, I have a sound that is the A4 setting with some octave, some fifth, because this way we kind of imitate the power chord of a guitar. And the frequency looks like this, and the decay like this. Here I use the L setting because somehow I like just how it sounded for this particular riff. And then for the upper 3 pads, I have the F1 setting on 38 on the left value, and the filter looks like this, and the decay is, I think, a little shorter than here. Yeah, it is. And it's some octave higher, so for the pitch you can see it's on 52, 53, and 55. And this way we have some additional octave, which just makes the whole riff sound fatter. And also we use kind of nice characteristics of 2 types of sounds. So if you have only 3 notes, you can think of, if you manage to play it with 2 hands, just using another kind of timbre for the upper tone, which I did here, and I think it's really enjoyable. And then you basically just play the riff, and it looks like this. I'll do it slowly once for you. Now you see there's a long gap in the end, and usually you only hear drums and the bass at the recording and also some vocals. You can think of filling this up with some dead note type strokes. And if you like to play them, you can also insert them at some other positions, wherever you feel like it would be a fit. Next we have Hell's Bells. Also this one is super fun to play, and we can also play the intro but also some part of the riff. And it's the same sound I used for Enter Sandman. And for the pitches, let's check them quickly. So we have 43 here, then we have 45, 47, 48, 50 and 52. And then played slowly it looks like this. And the original tempo would be something like this. And you can also play the verse, and I'm going to play it softly because this way with this decay setting I can make the tone kind of nice and short. And I enjoy it more this way, and I'll just play it slowly for you. And the last one I want to show you is from Deep Purple, and I like this riff so much. Maybe it's my favorite one of those I've shown you, because it has almost some slightly jazzy touch. It's in this kind of shuffle rhythm, and so far we always had like some even riffs, and this is like some more shuffly 12/8 or however you want to define it type riff. And it's from Black Knight. Let's first quickly go through the pitches. So the first pad we don't need. Then on this lower middle pad we have 35. Here we have 38, here we have 40, 43, and 45. And let me just slowly play this riff for you. Be warmly invited to let me know down below in the comments which of those riffs you like the most, and maybe there's also a riff where you feel like, this should work really well on the Nord drum, and maybe you want me to cover this in some future video. Just drop a comment. Otherwise, here's a video about playing some classic drum beats that could also be interesting to you. Also remember the links down below in the description for some more Nord drum content and also some more full classes about it. And apart from that, I wish you inspiration with whatever it is that you create and really hope to see you soon again at this channel. Bye!